Good morning, children. Let us study a new lesson from science, that is light, shadows, and reflection. So, in this lesson, we shall study about light and how shadows will be formed and about the reflections also. So, let us begin the lesson. We all see many objects around us, isn't it? Yes. So, when we go anywhere, we see vehicles. We see many things in nature. It may be trees or it may be flowers. So, how do you think we see the objects? How can we see the objects? Think of the same place at night. Can you see the objects? No. Suppose you go inside a completely dark room. Are you able to see any objects in the room there? No. Of course, you need a candle light or you need a torch light or light is very much important for you to see the objects. Without light, things cannot be seen. Light helps us to see the objects around us. The torch bulb is an object that gives us light of its own. One more important thing is about the sun. The sun is a familiar object and we see sun every day. So the sun gives light of its own. During the day, its light allows us to see objects around us. Objects like the sun that gives light of its own are called as luminous objects. What are luminous objects? The objects which has the capacity to give light or emit light of their own are known as luminous objects. What about objects like a chair, a painting or a shoe? We see them when light from a luminous object falls on these objects. So, the light from the luminous object will fall on the other objects and then we are able to see those objects. Transparent, opaque and translucent objects. So in the previous lessons itself we have already studied about these terms. Let us recall once again about the objects which are transparent, translucent and opaque. What are opaque objects? If we cannot see anything through an object, it is said to be opaque object. If we are able to see clearly through an object, it is allowing light to pass through it. So, those objects are transparent objects. There are some objects through which we can see but not clearly. Such objects are known as translucent objects. So, opaque objects are those objects which we cannot see anything through them. Transparent objects, we can see properly through them. Isn't it? That means it will allow light to pass through them. Whereas translucent objects are those objects where objects can be seen but not clearly. We can see the objects through them but it will not be clear. For example, we have oil paper or glass. Isn't it, children? Yes. Now you have an activity to do where you have to collect many objects as you can. For example, it may be an eraser or it may be plastic scale, pen, pencil, notebook or a sheet of paper or tracing paper, filter paper or cloth. So like this you have to collect few objects and you have to try to look at something far away through these objects what you have collected. So then you have to categorize those objects what you have collected into transparent, translucent and opaque objects. So can you see the child is weaving through a translucent paper here. Like that, even you can do the activity. What exactly are shadows? Now, let us study how these shadows are formed. What are shadows? Dark patches on the ground. Whenever you place an opaque object in front of the sunlight, you can see dark patches in the ground. So those dark patches are said to be the shadows. Even you can see your shadows when you stand in front of the sunlight or in the sunlight. You can see your own shadows behind you. Isn't it, children? Yes, those are the shadows. If you hold opaque objects in the sunlight slightly above the ground, you can see dark patches formed on the ground. So those are the shadows. Sometimes you can also identify the objects by looking at its shadows. Spread a sheet of paper on the ground. Hold a familiar opaque object at some height so that its shadow is formed on the sheet of paper on the ground. Ask your friend to draw the outline of the shadow while you are holding the opaque object. Draw outlines of the shadows of other objects in the similar way. So, you can identify the objects from these outlines of shadows. Do you observe your shadow in the dark room or at night when there is no light at all? No, you cannot see your shadows in the dark room. Do you observe a shadow when there is just a source of light and nothing else in a room? Yes, it seems we need a source of light and an opaque object to see the shadow. What is necessary for the formation of shadow? The source of light is necessary for us. At the same time, we need an opaque object in order to see the shadow. One activity is given for you to understand the shadows better, children. This activity has to be done in the dark. In the evening, you have to go out in an open ground with few friends along with you. Take a torch and a large sheet of cardboard sheet also. What you have to take? You have to take few friends along with you. Along with that, you must have a torch and a cardboard sheet also. Hold the torch close to the ground and shine it upwards so that the light will fall on your friend's face. Now, your friend will be the opaque object and you're focusing light on the friend. If there were no trees, building or any other object behind your friend, would you see the shadow of your friend's head? No, you cannot see the shadow. This does not mean that there is no shadow at all. Of course, there is shadow, but you cannot see it. The light from the torch is not able to pass through his body, through the friend's body to the other side. The light from the torch is not able to pass through your friend's body to the other side. Ask one of your friend to hold a cardboard sheet behind your friend. So now the shadow can be seen on the cardboard sheet. In the picture given here, if you clearly see it, you can see three of them standing. So if you are this one, you are focusing the torchlight on your friend and now you are able to see your friend properly. When your other friend is holding a cardboard sheet behind him, you can see the image formed of your friend on the cardboard sheet. So shadows can be seen only on the screen. The ground, walls of the room, a building or other such surfaces act as a screen for the shadows that you observe in everyday life. Sometimes Shadows can also mislead us about the shape of the object. Shadows will give us information about the shape of the object, but sometimes it will mislead us about the shape of that particular object. We can create shadows with our hands also and make believe that there are shadows of different animals on the screen. It may be the shadows of different animals or birds or nature. Anything can be formed with the help of our hands only. If we make different patterns of our hands, then it can give shadows or images of different animals or birds or the nature also. A pinhole camera. In order to make a pinhole camera, you need few things, children, and your pinhole camera will be ready to use. So you need to take two boxes of cardboard such that one can slide into the another without any gap in between them. You have to cut open one sides of each box. Can you see here? This side is cut open. Here also this side is cut open. On the opposite face of the larger box, you have to make a small hole in the middle. In the smaller box also, you have to cut out from the middle a square with the sides of about 5 to 6 centimeters. Cover this open square in the box with a tracing paper, or you can use a translucent paper also. Now this forms a translucent screen. Then what you have to do? Slide the smaller box inside the larger one with the hole in such a way that the side with the tracing paper is inside the larger box. Now your pinhole camera will be ready. Can you see here? The smaller box is put into the larger box and the tracing paper is inside the larger box. Holding the pinhole camera, look through the open face of the smaller box. Through this side, now you have to see. You should use a piece of black cloth to cover your head and the pinhole camera. Then only you can see to the objects properly. Try to look at some distant objects like a tree or a building through the pinhole camera. And if you wish to see, you have to be in bright sunlight only. The objects must be in the bright sunlight. Then only you can see the objects through the pinhole camera. When you focus the objects, move the smaller box forward or backward till you get the picture on the tracing paper placed at the other end. As you focus, you can see images of different objects and you can see the vehicles also, or if you focus to any people, then you can see them in the screen here. Okay? And all the objects, whatever you focus, will be upside down. Okay? So, now you have your pinhole camera ready to focus to the objects. Can we look at the sun with a pinhole camera? Of course, we need a slightly different setup for this. In order to see the sun through a pinhole camera, we just need a large sheet of cardboard with a small pinhole in the middle. What do you have to do? Hold the sheet up in the sun and let its shadow fall on a clear area. So when you are focusing the cardboard towards the sun, you can see that the shadow falls on a clear area. It may be on the ground. Do you see a small circular image of the sun in the middle of the shadow of the cardboard sheet? Of course, you can see the image of the cardboard sheet or the shadow of the cardboard sheet on the ground, no children. So you have made a small hole in the cardboard sheet. So you can see the image of the sun in the middle of the shadow of the cardboard sheet. So you might have experienced whenever an eclipse is visible from your location, you can adjust your pinhole camera and screen to get a clear image before the eclipse is to occur. You must never look at the sun directly because it is extremely harmful for your eyes. And there is an interesting pinhole camera in the nature. Sometimes when we pass under a tree covered with large number of leaves, we notice small patches of sunlight under it. Isn't it, children? Can you see the small patches of sunlight? You might have experienced. So these circular images are in fact pinhole images of the sun. The gaps between the leaves acts as pinholes. So these gaps are all kinds of irregular shapes, but we can see circular images of the sun. One more thing about the light is it travels in a straight line. For example, see the boy is weaving the candle light through a long rubber tube. Can you see the light through the tube? Of course, he can view the light. Whereas the other boy has taken a bent rubber tube. Can he see the light through the bent tube? No, isn't it? So, this example suggests that light travels along a straight line. That is why when opaque objects obstruct it, a shadow will be formed. Mirrors and reflections. We all are familiar with mirrors, no children? All of us like mirrors. We all keep on seeing the mirrors. So all of us have mirrors at home. When you see into the mirror or when you look into the mirror, you see your own face inside the mirror. What you see is a reflection of your face in the mirror. Your reflection is seen in the mirror. So what is reflection? The image formed when a mirror is kept in front of an object is said to be reflection. We also see reflections of other objects in front of the mirror. Sometimes the water also acts as a mirror, isn't it, children? We see the reflections of trees, buildings and other objects in the water of a pond or a lake or a river also. A mirror will always reflect the light falling on it. So an activity is given here. What you have to do? Ask one of your friends to hold a mirror in her hand at a corner of the room. Stand at another corner with a torch in your hand. Cover the glass of torch with your fingers and switch it on. Adjust your fingers in such a way that a small gap will be formed in between the fingers so that the beam of light is focused on the mirror. Now, do you see a patch of light on the other side? Somewhere else? Yes, of course. So, a mirror changes the direction of light that falls on it. Here, from this activity, we can conclude that when light falls on the mirror, it reflects the path of light. So, the image will be formed somewhere else also. One more example is given here where light traveling in a straight line will get reflected from the mirror. You have to fix a comb on one side of a large thermocol sheet and fix a mirror. In a thermocol sheet, you are fixing a comb in one side. On the opposite side, you're going to, or by the side, you're going to fix a mirror. You have to spread a dark colored sheet of paper between the mirror and the comb. In between the mirror and the comb, there is a sheet of paper or dark sheet of paper. If you keep this in the sunlight, or if you focus a beam of light from the torch through the comb, what can you observe? You can see a pattern similar to the comb. You can see the reflection of light from the mirror also. See, the path of light falls on the comb and you can see the shadows formed here like the comb. So the mirror is kept in front of the comb, so the light is reflected from the mirror. Again, the shadow is formed in the other way. Can you see? Yes. So, hope everybody have learned the lesson. In this lesson, we all learned that opaque objects do not allow light to pass through them. Transparent objects allow light to pass through them and we can see through these objects clearly. Translucent objects allow light to pass through them partially. Shadows are formed when an opaque object comes in the path of light. We all have studied about pinhole camera, which can be made with simple materials, and we can use it in order to view the image of the sun, or it can be used to image the sun and brightly lit objects. Light travels in a straight line. And about the mirror and reflection, mirror reflection gives us clear images and mirror will always reflect the light. This is all about the lesson. Hope everybody understood the lesson.